All right, guys, welcome back. This is part 2 BMW tutorial. Apologize, guys. It's been a crazy week. I've been taking a lot of call and things has been, obviously you guys know about, that obviously things are going in healthcare. I just want to cover this tutorial. I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to cover basically, the towing eye, towing mode, things like that. And work our way out, see how long it's going to be after that point. This one, first one we're going to cover is navigation system. All right, so this is your navigation system. This is what your icons are. You can go here, and this is your destination, your voice guidance. This is your routes. Obviously, you can choose to see your preference, and you can say, you know what, this is what I want. I want the economy route. Give me the fastest, or give me the shortest. The shortest may not be the fastest, but for distance-wise, it may be, maybe least mileage. The fastest obviously is time-based, so if it takes you a little bit more mileage, but it takes you more on the interstate, that's gonna be the way. This is gonna be the most eco-friendly way that you will. Obviously, I have mine on the fastest because when I go somewhere, I really want to get there quickly, not take the scenic route. These are just other preferences you can have. This is all based on what you prefer. If you said carpool, roads, maybe beneficial to some people. And to go in, say when you click on these, you basically, when you click on these, you go into, you can use the wheel and click it over, and you see it takes you out, into the sub menu. So points of interest, you can go in here, keyboard search, fuel stations. You can search by, things that are nearby, the different gas stations. If you're trying to find parks, things like that, or BMW service. There's always, every car seems like they're gonna have BMW service on. So traffic information, you can have your traffic flow, traffic icons. You can see the green to know what, if there's traffic, if you have the connected services activated. And you can go to interactive map if you want to actually drag and kind of search around the area. You can use the zoom, kind of go in, drag across, and all I'm doing is touch my finger and just moving it, accordingly in the area. All right. So let's go back into the nav again. Different views. You have north up. I always keep mine, like I said, north up. Let's see, direction of travel. And then you can do perspective view. I like perspective view. This is like a bird's eye view of what's going on. And then obviously you have content, like things you want to see in addition. So 3D is obviously you can show 3D buildings if you're in an area that can show 3D buildings. So if you're it's like for me, if I'm going to San Francisco, I'll see all the different main buildings, things like that. You can go to full screen mode, you can go half. So if I would hit option, I can go to split screen and turn it off, and now have full screen mode. Okay, so like I said, just go to option, and this could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be navigation screen. You can just hit that and it goes there. All right, so the icons, you can see I have fuel stations being shown on my screen, and this is how it works for me. I like to know kind of like when I'm driving on the highway if I need to maybe stop for fuel. All right, so say like you want to enter a destination, because this is what people mostly do. There's 3 different ways you can enter it. One way you can do it is to go use the app on your phone. You can then, for example, if you have connected services activated, you can download the connected services app. Let's see if I can find it on my phone. So you go here to your phone, BMW connected services, you pull your destinations up, and then here you type in it in, and then once you say, for example, you get your destination, you're gonna say send to vehicle, and then it'll automatically pop up on the car. Another way you can do it, say for example, you can do it like by typing it in individually. So let's go to enter a new destination. All right, so you can enter an address, like points of interest, your last destinations. Let's say we're gonna enter a new one. Then you know your house number, you know your street, you can just enter it this way, and you can either cycle through and click in each one. Can say, for example, I'll do the Market Street. That's what BMW address is, Market Street. I can go to M, and all I'm doing is to turn the dial and then pressing down when I get to where I need it to be. Right? And then when I get close, if I see it pop up here, I can either just slide it over using this here, and I can go to the sub menu on the right. There we go. So that's one thing. Let's cancel that. Another way you can input it, you can actually do handwriting. All right, so hitting the street, and let's say I want to do market, right, and I just want to write M A, let's see, let's go back. Not working out the way I wanted it to. R, K. I guess my handwriting is bad. There we go. E. It could be uppercase, lowercase, seems like. So you can do that way. And a quick way to do it, say for example, you could be in any screen you want. It doesn't have to be a nav screen. You can just go ahead and tell like the BMW basically what you want to do. So let's say here, I'm gonna press my button on my car, the speak button. Enter address.
Please say the house number in single digits, followed by the street, the city, and the state.
1967 Market Street, Concord, California.
Processing your input. Did you mean 1967 Market Street, Concord?
Yes.
Start guidance or add as another destination?
Start guidance.
Route guidance started.
And that's
Follow
it.
the arrow on the display. When leaving, turn right.
And that's it. Now you have your arrival time, you have your miles, you know exactly kind of like where, you know, based on if you have real-time traffic activated, it'll take that in account as to your arrival time. I like that feature. I use it quite a bit because I can just spit the address out. There's no like waiting for, okay, address, give me the street, and you read the street. Okay, what is you can just say it all out, get it done. It processes everything all at once, and it's done. And you know, you see how quick it is, and like I said, you don't have to be I could be in like listening to my music menu, but hitting this button, I can just say I want to enter an address, and then automatically would do that. So that's something helpful you can use. Also, to cancel your guidance, say for example you want to cancel, you click obviously up here, and you can say stop guidance, or you can enter a new one. So say if you want to take multiple stops on one trip, say, well, you know what, we're gonna drive this like cross country, but we're gonna stop here this as Arizona. We're gonna hit like, you know, these landmarks on the way, stop the gas here. You know, people want to plan their routes out. You can add in additional routes and add almost as waypoints, and you can do it that way. Another feature here I want to show you is parking brake. All right, so press down to release, press up to enable. So click it once, enables, you get the red light to confirm. You get a red light in here to do confirm. So there's two ways to disable it. One is to press the brake, your foot obviously, put the brake down, and then release it. Once you do that, it's off. You can see it's off in the car. Another way you can do it, this is a shortcut, you can then put it in drive, and now I'm not rolling anywhere. Guys, you can look, I'm not rolling anywhere. I'm in drive, And all I'm going to do, if I can get this out, is touch the gas pedal and it automatically disengages. All right, I'll show you it one more time. Let me come back. Okay, so I'm in the drive, parking brake is on, and then all I'm doing is I'm touching the gas pedal. You can see here, I'm not gonna touch it. You can see the red light, and here we go. That's it. Just one light touch, it releases the parking brake. There is no, like, you don't feel like, you know, tugging and you gotta give it a lot of gas. It's on. Now, your seat belt has to be on. If you're not wearing your seat belt, it will not disengage the parking brake. So I'm gonna take my seat belt off. We're gonna do the exact same thing again. You know, so now I'm getting into the car. I'm in, you know, like I said, I'm in park, and I'm saying, all right, let's go into drive. Let's take this off, and let's try it again. So parking brake is on. Exact same thing repeated. Off the gas, let's press the brake. Or sorry, let's press the gas now. Release parking brake. Then why it didn't work? Because my seatbelt isn't fastened. Now, nothing happens. My foot is literally going down to the floor, but nothing, the RPMs aren't jumping. The electronic throttle is saying, absolutely not. You will not drive this car unless you put your seatbelt on and try to drive with the parking brake. Now you could do it, but you know, manually, but I'm just saying the auto release of the parking brake is not going to work because they don't want someone to get in the car, not seatbelt on, you know, and then the car just drives off, you know, by if someone touch the gas. You know, it's supposed to be a safety feature. So like I said, it works only if it feels like you have, you know, like you're ready to go. So if I put my seatbelt on right now, and do the exact same thing, I'm not gonna change anything. Let's go ahead and touch it. And it releases. See? Actually, one more thing I wanted to add, and it's something that I think everyone should do, regardless if your car is an X5 or M3, doesn't matter make and model, manual, automatic, doesn't matter. When you park on a hill, even a slight incline, it's very important to set your parking brake. Okay, I can't stress that enough. You will save your transmission by using your parking brake. I set mine sometimes in the garage. I mean, I'm on a flat surface, and I still sometimes just out of habit to setting it. If I know I'm parking on a steep hill, what I will do is, in this instance, go for the handbrake type, electronic, or the foot parking brake. What you should do is put the car in neutral. I engage the parking brake. I release my foot brake to let the parking brake hold the car while it's neutral. Then I'll either, this from there, I'll put it in park. Or if you're a manual, put it in gear. All right, that's the best way. Now, when you leave, you can just shift that as normal, release your parking brake, reverse, or drive where you want. But that will save your transmission. I've seen it done. I've seen people park, you know, I used to live in another house that had a hill, and I used to see people park on the hill all the time. And when you rely on that transmission, there's a lot of stress on it. It's basically a pin in that transmission holding in that car in gear. And when you shift from park to reverse or drive, you just hear just this loud, just cringing sound as it's released, all that tension is released. You'll know it. That means you didn't do it properly. So that's why I stress setting the parking brake while neutral, releasing your foot brake, make sure the car is being held. Then you can put park on, because you know. All right. So another feature we're going to talk about. You're going to see on your front bumper, a few, on your rear bumper as well, you're going to see some cutouts. Okay. You're going to see one here in the front, and then you're going to see one in the back. And you're probably wondering, what are these little circles? These here are your headlight washers. I covered these in a different video, as far as I think I covered in things you may not know about your BMW or X5. So I covered that in that video as far as what these little squares are. But what are these? What is this one? And then there's one back here, right? So what do these do? Well, guys, these are your towing eyelets. Okay, so basically what these are, say you're stuck in some snow or your car needs to be towed just a short distance, you know, for example, off the roadway, or you know, you're something where you need somebody to pull you. Underneath the car, there isn't very little. There's not many areas to where I would probably hook up the tow. And on the front, there's a couple of little places. You know, not here, but maybe that arm right there I would probably hook up to. But you know, honestly, this is a heavy car. Do you really want to risk something being damaged? So BMW has designed it. They have these little cutouts here. You can put these in, and I'm gonna show you where it is. So you go in here. You take out this little piece here, and all you're gonna do is screw it in, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. I'm trying this with one hand, but you see you have your little arrow. It means you press in that corner. You take it out, little piece comes out. Oh, you know what? I changed mine because I have the stealth hitch, so I don't have one in the back anymore. This is a whole different setup back here. I apologize. When you have the stealth hitch, you actually change your rear bumper. So in the front here, let's try it in the front. Come out. Let me set this gently down here, and this is going to screw in. And you see there's a screw right here. It screws in this way. Okay. Now, if someone wants to pull you, this is where it will be. All right, so they'll hook their little tow strap, connect it right in here, and these are meant for just pulling you straight. Okay, I wouldn't want someone pulling me at like a 90-degree angle and trying to do this, because then you could bend this. You could just, this would pretty much damage it. These are, I would just recommend it, you know, pulling straight at maybe a slight angle, but I wouldn't have someone trying to pull me laterally, you know, off this direction, you know, because I was worried about it getting damaged. So, but that's what it's meant for. Is that spot right there, and that's it. Take it out. You just unscrew it out, and then you can replace your card back. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. Vehicle also has a towing mode. If you buy a hitch either through BMW or, like I said in my video, stealth hitch, the car has to be coded to enable towing mode. Towing mode does a few things. It doesn't just recalibrate the transmission for towing. It has a few other tricks. Number one, it disables the rear parking sensors. So, and why is that important? Well, the rear parking sensors are detecting when you're close to an object, especially when you're backing up. But if you have a trailer connected, it can be annoying when you're backing up and you're parking, trying to maneuver a trailer into a parking spot, and you got the sensors blaring because the trailer is seeing the trailer. So when you connect the trailer, it automatically disables the rear parking sensors. And I think it's a good feature. So when you pull up your car's when the rear camera comes on, you'll see the parking sensors in the front, and on the rear, it'll just show a trailer symbol, like saying you're coupled to a trailer. Also, like I said, the transmission is calibrated slightly different for towing, but I think your next feature would be the vehicle stability control is also programmed slightly different when you're towing. It's going to be watching for any oscillation movements. So if you're pulling a trailer and your trailer starts to make your car start to sway a little bit, it can hopefully mitigate that enough to hopefully, basically the goal is to cut the sway down. Now, I mean, unless you're pulling a big camper or something, if you're pulling a small utility trailer, that's probably never would happen, but something big, something with big sides where it would catch you and you start to feel it. And what happens is when that trailer starts to go, it starts moving like this, right? You see it moving. And then eventually the motion start to push on the rear of the axle of the tow vehicle to a certain point where it could almost, it will actually do it. It will actually spin you out and jackknife the tow vehicle. So basically the way to mitigate that is to use the vehicle stability system to counteract those movements and slow you down appropriately to, reduce the sway altogether. I know some, trucks and stuff, they have that feature too. I'm not sure, since BMW doesn't have an integrated trailer brake controller, they can't do it, but I know some vehicles with integrated trailer brake controller can actually activate the trailer brakes independently to also combat for that sway. Fortunately, BMW doesn't have that. I would wish they would offer some type of integrated controller, some type, at least at the market, but they don't. And I think the last time they did that was with the E70 X5, and they just don't. And that's actually a third-party system that BMW slapped their brand on. But yeah, that's another feature. Also, another one you get. You get trailer hitch zoom.
Continuous recording will now start.
So by hitting this, gives you a trailer eye, and it tells you, basically helps you back up against the hitch. So if I have a hitch connected there, it should actually be lined up exactly where that ball right here, and you'll see the ball right there, so you'll know when you're lining up to a trailer, it'll help you line up there. It's just a different angle with the camera. Helpful when backing up. So guys, that concludes this video. Stay tuned for the next one. I'm gonna explain more of the traction control. I'm going to cover xDrive. I'm gonna explain, to you the stability system, and I'm gonna show you basically how to take advantage and utilize xDrive to your advantage when you're driving in a slippery surface. All right guys, thanks for watching.